Hello, a very good evening and welcome into One Spokane Stadium in Washington. It is week 4 in the USL Super League as Spokane Zephyr take on the defending champions, Tampa Bay Sun, and both sides looking for their first win to the campaign. Alongside Brooke Kirchhofer, I'm Dre Cordero, thrilled to have you with us.
Spokane is thrilled to be at home as they play 9 of their 14 matches on the road to start their season. They're still not playing their best ball yet, but they're still finding ways to score. They need to find a way to skip the lines and break the press in different ways. And they had an honest film session on Monday. Their head coach said they took it on the chin. They want to lean in and work on some of these things that they need to correct.
And it's 4 games in for them. They've been alternating draws and losses. Meanwhile, the attack led by Lina Silano and Ali Cook up top.
They combined for 3 out of 4 goals scored, and when they can connect in the attacking third with support, with numbers around them, they are so hard to defend and often find the back of the net.
All the way on the other end in goal, it's Hope Heisey coming off what Coach Josh McAllister called her best game of the season despite the loss.
What you get in Heisey is confidence and comfort. She is making saves that some other goalkeepers in the league just aren't making. She's one of 2 keepers who are in the positive for goals prevented.
Meanwhile, the defending champions, Tampa Bay, their 3rd game or 3 games in, also in search of their first win, picked up their first point last week at Carolina.
That was a physical match between Tampa Bay and Carolina. Tampa Bay having to defend a lot in the first half. They are still trying to find a rhythm.
They do have some familiar faces returning and firepower in the form of Carly Gimona and Sydney Nasello.
Carly Gimona is just a motor. She covers a lot of ground. She has the confidence to beat you with the ball at her feet. She can score in many different ways. And then for Sydney Nasello, her head coach believes, I don't know how people prepare for her. She's just that good. She's incredibly fast, has one of the best 1v1 ability in the league, and of course 4 goals.
So those were the familiar faces. In terms of the new additions, well, Canadian fullback Sabrina McNeil coming with 2 assists, the former Fort Lauderdale player.
A short trip from Fort Lauderdale to Tampa Bay, and maybe she can be the player that can get them in rhythm. You see, she leads tied for most in the league with 2 assists. She can be maybe that one that creates tonight for Tampa Bay.
Well, something has to give. 2 teams better than their records show. Spokane Zephyr and Tampa Bay Sun is next. We'll get you team news, starting lineups, and kickoff right after this.
Caitlin Clark, amazing at assists. Gamebridge, the ultimate assist for your savings. But ever since they teamed up, she's taken assisting to a whole new level. Caitlin Clark, great at assists. Gamebridge, great at assists for your savings.
Welcome back. Delighted to have you with us for a highly promising and wildly entertaining 90 minutes ahead as Spokane looking for their first victory of the season against a defending champion Tampa Bay Sun, also in search of win number 1. Take a look at the starting lineups. For Josh McAllister, 3 changes from the 1-0 loss to Fort Lauderdale. Kelsey Euler returns to the 11. Charlie Boone makes her debut. And Felicia Knox, her full debut.
And we will see, too, how quickly maybe Spokane goes into a little bit of a 3-5-2. They talked about working on that for the very first time this season. This week in practice, they were going to make a final decision on if they were going to go into that formation. It's all to get Lena Solano more involved centrally and forward.
And for visiting Tampa Bay, Denise Schilte-Brown making just 1 change from that 2-2 draw at Carolina, where they picked up their first point. Emma Gaines-Ramos, who's come off the bench in all 3 games, makes her first start.
Keep an eye on Provenzano over there on the right side, as well as number 5, Listro. They are the decision makers, and we saw the head coach pull Provenzano off to the side before they went on the pitch. They are going to be the ones who lead that press.
Provenzano, who is also coming off of her first professional goal in that 2-2 draw against Carolina away. Well, there's a look at Denise Schilte-Brown, the coach who led Tampa Bay Sun to its first title last season, and defending champions looking for win number 1 tonight.
A little bit of frustration, not just in terms of how they're playing, but injury-wise. 6 players out is brutal to start the season, but she said it's been positive working through it. She couldn't have asked for a better group of girls in terms of how they're approaching it.
Didn't have to go too far when she changed jobs from the South Florida Bulls to Tampa Bay. Meanwhile, on the other side is Josh McAllister, who is still the interim coach, also technical director, and has a role with Spokane Velocity on the men's side as well.
He's done a really good job, though, too, of making sure he's putting this Spokane Zephyr club first and making sure that they get off to the right start. They're so close in putting it all together. It's just that one missing piece to get that turn these draws into wins.
It will be Spokane to kick off, moving from right to left on your screen. The schedule makers not all that kind to today's home side. 9 of their first 14 of the season away from home for the team that travels, because of their geography, more than any other in the league.
Right, it's one thing to travel, but to go the distance they have to from Washington is brutal to start the season.
Spokane in 7th, coming into game number 5 of their season. 2 points, a couple of draws, a couple of defeats. Tampa Bay 3 games in, fresh off their first point. It's rolled all the way back to Hope Heisey. No such issue for Tampa Bay with a third of the league in Florida.
Has to be nice too in terms of getting out to Spokane and enjoying the weather. As we were talking with Spokane this week, they enjoy this trip very much. A nice change of pace from the hot, humid weather in Florida that they are very used to playing in.
Tampa Bay in the yellow and the orange. Making inroads. Still put into the 18. White cleared. Not a danger. It's Nacello on the ball. Coming together just outside of the 18. Referee waves it off, and the square ball is deflected out for the game's first corner. This is an ICCU corner kick, your Financial Success Fun Club.
An early set piece for Tampa Bay, who, as we know, is incredibly strong on set pieces. Most of their goals come from these moments.
Flipped in back post. It's attacked by Hendricks. Lifted back and lobbed into the hands of Heisey, who plucks it out of the air. That's going to be an important area to keep an eye on. The success that Tampa Bay have had in attack on set pieces for Spokane. They did have that one lapse against Fort Lauderdale that cost them the game. It was 1-0.
Really going to test Hope Heisey, the reigning goalkeeper of the year.
Trying to play this out of the back. It's deflected off of Jamona.
Really dangerous play there out of the back from Spokane. One wrong touch on that deflection, and it could have made for a dangerous attack for Tampa Bay.
So 4 across the back for Tampa Bay. Schneider in goal. McLean, Bissett, Hendricks, and McNeil in front of her. Listra and Provenzano is the double pivot. Nacello, Jamona, and Gaines-Ramos, 3 attacking midfielders. Well, Keene is the lone center forward up top. It's intercepted by McLean. Again, McLean looking to create space with a cross. Cello couldn't quite trap it. So here are your keys to the game, presented by Ford. Brooke.
For Spokane, they have to get numbers forward, and what I mean by that is they have to maintain possession long enough to get the numbers forward. That's been the biggest issue for them, is when they do win the ball back, Allie Cook is often up in the attacking third by herself, and that's why they wanted to change their shape to get more numbers around in the midfield. And then for Tampa Bay, commit to winning the ball back, especially with how they press. They were so good in that last year, a big reason why they are the reigning champs. Not as clinical in a way that their head coach wants to see in that way.
Early in the season, very much a work in progress for both sides, and the record shows that. Handball.
A big part of that too is when they control the attacking moments. It's, do they go and get expansive or stay and be compact? And that's got to be communicated from all 11, and it's that missing communication piece, which is why they're having trouble winning the ball back with their high press.
Listro. Nacello dangerous on the dribble, tried to split the double team and had her pocket picked. It's taken away by Tappan. Braun. Spoon plays it wide. Tucker wanted it back. Broken up, but Spokane able to hold on to possession. Threaded through ball in, was intended for Allie Cook up top. And Cook with a push on the back is whistled for the foul. She's played every minute of the season so far, Allie Cook, and as you mentioned, sometimes a bit too isolated up top with her hold-up play.
She's so dangerous too. We've seen where when she can break away on those counter moments, she can score in a multitude of different ways. In their very first match to start the season, she had an incredible goal, very low percentage shot, and was able to find the back of the net, and that kind of put everybody on notice that we need to have at least 2 players around her at all times. The problem is she's not getting her own teammates around her with how quickly they are in transition, a direct ball to her. She's got to do a better job too of holding it up and allowing numbers to get around.
Here's McNeil. Provenzano. Ramos was giving it away.
There we see that adjustment Spokane made. They wanted to get numbers in and around the midfield to affect Tampa Bay, and we clearly saw it working in their favor early on in this one with Spokane winning it back in the midfield.
All played forward looking for Euler, and it is Euler who intercepts only for a moment. Sarah McCoy. Knox checked her shoulder before the ball arrives. Lifted over the top for Silano to run onto, and just able to get there in time. Service left something to be desired. Well, tonight's injury report is brought to you by Kinetic Chiropractic, a modern approach to chiropractic care. 6 players absent for Tampa Bay, among them Yuki Watari, Victoria Hogan, Emerson Elgin, who has played this season, and Ava Tankersley, who's also played a role at that number 9, all among the absentees. Well, for Spokane, Katie Murray and Natalie Vigiano, both dealing with long-term knee injuries.
Yeah, it might be a while before we see both of them enter play, but it seems like Spokane has managed without them in handling that back line.
Let's look at Josh McAllister. Euler, right under control, and that play's broken up by McLean. As mentioned, a couple of debuts for McAllister. Charlie Boone making her first appearance of the season. Former USL Women's League Defender of the Year. And Felicia Knox, who played just under a half an hour in that 2-2 draw against Carolina, getting her full debut after coming off the bench against Fort Lauderdale into the starting lineup tonight.
A little too handsy there for Carly Jamona as she pulled Spokane Zephyr player by her arm back, trying to win in possession there. Just got a little too frustrated.
Here's Braun. Flighted in toward that back post. Braun, whose entire world changed when she scored Argentina's first goal at the World Cup. Long range effort from outside of the 18, this time trying to deliver that ball.
Just a little too much on that one. You could tell she was trying to lift it just over that back line and maybe caught too much wind.
Nacello. Never shy to take players on. It's a good switch to find McNeil out wide, and a good move to get away from her marker. Possession short circuits for Tampa Bay. We'll scan now, and you'll win one of 20 unique restaurant discounts. Thank you to Caruso's, The Burger Dock, Flat Stick Pub, TT Barbecue, Casa Tap House, IHOP, and Method Juice Cafe. Vivian Bissett. Plenty of space here for McNeil to operate, but couldn't bring that under her spell, and all was turned over for Spokane to have it throw in their own half.
A little bit of a feeling out period here, the first 10 minutes. Both squads trying to figure out, okay, how do we want to attack? It's been a little bit slower on the attack and in the approach, both from Tampa Bay and Spokane.
Something that has been frustrating for both coaches in the early season is the number of times that they've given the ball away, sometimes in dangerous areas.
A lot of self-inflicted wounds for Spokane, and arguably a majority of their goals are from self-inflicted problems. A lot of those goals conceded.
For Josh McAllister, in our call with him earlier this week, just highlighted the need to take care of the ball, to treat the ball better. They lost the ball something like 143 times against Fort Lauderdale. He highlighted that the good teams lose it maybe 90 to 110. And 30 of those losses were in their own half, in their own back third.
Right, he said it was unacceptable, and that just goes back to they've got to maintain possession long enough to get numbers forward, so that's not an issue.
Little magic, that time from Keene. No way forward for Lee Strohs. The captain is impeded, but they do have a throw. Askinich, well, again, possession wasted as the ball rolls out for a Tampa Bay throw. You would not have had these two teams 7 and 8 on the table after 4 and 3 games respectively. More talent than they have shown so far.
Especially the way Spokane finished the second half of the inaugural Gamebridge Super League, winning the majority of their matches in the second part of the season. And of course, Tampa Bay, the reigning champs. And it was a conversation we had with their head coach, Denise Schulte-Brown. She said, you know, typically you think you can pick up where you left off, but she said, unfortunately, habits that we managed to erase are back, and so they're having to really get back to the fundamentals with this group.
Haitians in possession this time from Tampa Bay. Splitting past the attempted flick on by Jamona. Has to be tracked down by Euler.
We've seen some fresh legs from Spokane. They got much needed time off after pretty much 3 matches in a week, a lot of travel. They were happy to sleep in their own beds and get 2 really important days off before getting back to practice this week.
Promising approach now from Spokane. Cam Tucker will chase this one down. It's poked wide by Sabrina McNeil. And the throw for the hosts. Tucker, Solano, and Cook started all 4 games so far for Zephyr. Oh, they're losing a shin guard in the process.
That'll be about a minute of stoppage time.
Long throw looking for Ali Cook. Euler squeezes the cross and a little deflection off of McLean and running onto it, Schneider to collect. Windermere Foundation is thrilled to welcome our charity of the month. It is more than a home, it's a way to give back. Please visit our site at www.windermerefoundation.com.
Dre, we've seen more of a tactical approach in terms of just maintaining possession and looking to find the channels, not just from Spokane, but Tampa Bay as well. And it's a nice change of pace, I'm sure, for both clubs. Coming off arguably their most physical matches that we have seen to start the season. Both Tampa Bay taking on Carolina, and for Spokane last week against Fort Lauderdale, really gritty, physical matches that really wear you down. And you see they are both trying to find a way to just play through the open channels and not have to have that really aggressive approach.
Here's Boone on the far side. Captain McCoy. It's wonderful work from Solano to get away from a tight mark.
Like Spokane was trying to have a quick restart, and referee just wanted to slow that one down.
To the annoyance of Sophia Braun. Here's Tappan.
It's understandable. They've been struggling to get forward at pace. Try to get lucky on one of those set pieces.
All threaded through. It's the Jamaican international Schneider out to collect. A veteran at only 26 years old. She was starting for Jamaica at the World Cup as a teenager. Sydney Schneider. Actually saved a penalty in her World Cup debut against Brazil. How's that for a memory?
Wow. A huge add, too, for the squad.
All the way back to Heisey. Coaching staff was really happy with their distribution against Fort Lauderdale. Mentioned McAllister calling it her best performance despite that 1-0 defeat. The goal wasn't on her.
That's where Spokane's got to be really careful. You see how spread out their back line is with going with limited numbers, just 3 in the back. They've got to make sure they get compact defensively, not leaving that wide open lane.
It will be Vivian Bissett over to get things restarted for Tampa Bay. Slide it into the 18. Here's Nacello. Nacello squeezes her cross in, edge of the 6-yard box. It was attacked by Jamona at the back post.
What a great little move there by Nacello too. Just the shifty hips to catch the defender off and puts a great ball across. Here as we take another look, it's just that little half step and then is able to put it exactly where you want, onto your forwards on that back post. Unlucky they were not able to get a good touch.
So entertaining to watch. Nacello, the MVP of the final last season against Fort Lauderdale. Running out of real estate that time.
Watching her work as well with Jamona, they're almost impossible to defend when they go together with pace.
Tap it. Now Boone. It's a good ball out of the back by Boone. Maybe he stuck between two minds. That ball was halfway between Ali Cook and Lena Solano.
Tampa Bay doing a really good job of playing through the lines. Very fluid in and around Spokane.
Another free kick for Tampa Bay in what has been a stop-start beginning to this contest. It's a close look at the captain, Sarah McCoy.
Josh McAllister thinks she's arguably the best defender in this league too. High praise for her as she totes the captain band. He said it was an easy decision, no brainer. She's a true leader on the pitch.
Sometimes the captains pick themselves.
Always.
She's got the longest active streak of consecutive minutes as well in the Gamebridge Super League.
The reason why is she had to do a lot of work last season, showed a lot of grace, ushering the back line. That really moved her into the captain role for Coach McAllister.
Elite Minds, unlock your mind, unlock your game. Visit our website today. It's a good hold-up play that time to free up Solano. Ali Cook finding ways to get herself involved, coming back with her back to goal. Braun, now tapping. It's Charlie Boone, space to roam. It's won back smartly by the Argentina international Braun.
Sophie Braun is so smart about when to switch field and where to go.
Slid it through for Solano into the 18. She's got Cook streaking into the middle and Schneider coming out to slam the door shut.
Great work by Schneider too, recognizing that she just had to lay out there and use her entire body instead of trying to just grab the ball where the forward could have just kicked it out of her hands. A great layout there to prevent a shot.
So McNeil to build out of the back. Leans on Hendricks. This is Bissett. McLean. Last touch by Braun. It'll stay Tampa Bay ball. This is McNeil. Taking the scenic route around her marker. Still McNeil.
Love the change of pace there we saw, taking the defender on 1v1. You saw that quick burst and it was just enough to get forward. And they'll get rewarded here with a goal, with a corner kick. Not a good look there. 22, almost 23 minutes in and no shots from either side. That's really been the tale of this match so far. A little bit of tug of war to start this one.
This is the ICCU corner kick, your financial success fan club, as it's flighted in back post and overcooked. Spokane looking to break on the counter. Tucker. And it's Cam Tucker. And this has freed up a bit of space for Euler on the near side. Has help in the form of Keane. Left-footed shot deflected in. First shot of the match. It finds the back of the net. Euler made it happen.
Great awareness there from Kelsey Euler to break up Charlotte McLean's press forward. She gets a foot on it, as you see here. A bad touch there by McLean, and Spokane will punish Euler, finding Lena Solano for the goal.
Third goal of the season for Lena Solano, and seemingly out of nothing, Spokane find the break they needed to open the scoring.
The former Big West Offensive Player of the Year at Long Beach State. We saw her with the back-to-back header goals a couple of weeks ago. We know what she's capable of, and head coach Josh McAllister challenged her a few weeks ago and said, I need to see more from you, and she's really taken that on in stride.
So Lena Solano now tying Ashlyn Puerta for top scoring honors.
Coach McAllister has to be happy. That was the whole point of them switching up their lineup with their shape. And it was to get Lena Solano central and forward. And it paid off there in a quick transition moment, led by Kelsey Euler with a beautiful touch, recognizing that Charlotte McLean just didn't quite have her head up and punished her for it.
Here they come again with Knox. COR Institute, your wellness playground.
It's a good try there by Knox. You saw she tried to bend the ball on the outside of her right foot, just couldn't quite get the right touch on it to have that bend into the central midfielder.
Here's Tampa Bay looking for a response. That's sent away by Tappan. Spokane didn't make the playoffs last season, but did have an excellent record against a team that ultimately won the title. They won 3 of the 4 meetings between them.
Head coach Denise Schulte-Brown told us, even though we lost those matches, she felt that they were playing some of their best ball when they were on the road at Spokane.
Sent wide by Heisey. It's beyond the reach of Tappan.
We don't often see that from Hope Heisey. She's usually pretty clinical playing out of the back.
What a start to the season for Lena Solano. Coming over from Spanish club Tenerife. Made her Tenerife debut against Barcelona. Imagine you're bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, waiting to play your first game in the Spanish league, and you
no pressure, right?
Take on the Blaugrana. It's a wonderful flick on by Euler. Again, trying to release Solano. Good understanding between those two.
Yeah, Josh McAllister understands too. She kind of has no heartbeat when she's in on the attack. She's used to those pressure cooker moments.
So having lost the left shin guard previously, Oiler now having to reconnect with the right shin guard.
You know what the issue is there? We got to get some electrical tape out there for those shin guards. That's what we used, at least, back when I played. Not sure if that's still a common trend.
Sophie Braun lifted into the 18. McNeil sprints out to meet the ball. Gains Ramos. It's well done to find Keane out wide and just managing to keep the ball in play. Here's Hannah Keane. Off the head of McLean.
That's great work there by Spokane to get the lines connected. That's been an issue for them. They were able to get a lot of numbers back in behind to win it back against Tampa Bay.
There's Cam Tucker. Tucker continuing her run. She's picked out here by Yaskiniec, and well, they run out of room, and it will be a goal kick in the end. You can scan the QR code now to vote for your favorite Lumberbeard co-branded can. The winning can be sold in stadiums and select stores next month. Lumberbeard, your preferred craft brewery partner of USL Spokane. So difficult to dispossess Nacello. Now McNeil making inroads on the far side. Nacello dropping deeper to get more involved. A long switch, a little too long. Intended for McLean.
Trying to hit McLean in stride, just wasn't getting off to the right foot as she was expecting her to sprint in on an angle.
Passes in the attacking half have been a little slack from Tampa Bay in the opening half an hour.
It's exactly what we heard from their head coach this week, from Denise Schulte-Brown. It's just a small missing piece, really, for Spokane and Tampa Bay. They're so close to putting it all together and play their best soccer, but for Tampa Bay, it's just that connectivity in the attacking third of, can we piece together and string together passes to be effective in that part of the field.
Good ball to break through lines by Boone. Tapping. It's a dangerous pass into the middle, and it's intercepted now by Provenzano. Nacello absorbs the contact from Oiler. Again, it's Nacello against the world. Clipped in toward the back post. Gains Ramos, has to adjust. And she's closed down by Boone. Gains Ramos. A little too close to the byline.
Unlucky. Nacello clearly frustrated. We were talking about how Tampa Bay was a step late. Not there. Nacello was right on the money with it, played a good ball in, unable to create off of that possession.
She had the assist to Jamona in that 3-2 loss against Jacksonville. She scored the equalizer in the 2-2 draw away to Carolina. She's continued to find ways to produce.
Her football IQ is just incredibly high, and it begins with that first touch. She can kind of envision what's going on around her, which makes her so hard to defend, because she's thinking of 2 or 3 different ways to beat you, and you're trying to figure out, okay, which one is she going to go with?
And now dancing with Tappan. Coming together, and that'll be whistled as a foul against Spokane. McNeil on the receiving end. Cam Tucker, the guilty party.
Great work there by Sabrina McNeil to stay in it and sell it too with that forward motion to be able to draw the foul.
Lifted into the 18, back post delivery. Well defended by Braun. This is the ICCU corner kick, your financial success fan club. Plenty of chances from these set pieces for Tampa Bay. Coming back was Hendricks. Listro. Not taking any chances. That time was Ali Cook just playing it out.
Still no shots on at all for Tampa Bay just yet. It's been really clean defense from Spokane.
Combined the one shot, one goal from the two teams. It was the very first sight of goal. And a chance created by Kelsey Euler. And Solano put it in the back of the net.
Tampa Bay has maintained possession in this dangerous area, though. They're knocking on the door.
A clean, attempted cross, takes a deflection. It's out for another corner kick. Last touch by Boone.
And we know how dangerous they are on set pieces. It's what set them apart last season as well.
That's where they've got the bulk of their goals this campaign. Can they capitalize here? McNeil stands over the ball. In-swinger back post, and that's overhit. We'll select the official match ball supplier of the Gainbridge Super League and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select is the player's choice. Bissett in possession. Leans on Hendricks. James Ramos lifted over the top. It's good service. Jamona waiting in the middle. He tried to find her, and instead there's the captain McCoy jumping into the passing lane.
It just takes that one moment to get your head up and see where you need to play it into the box, especially if it's going to be low and on the ground like that one was.
Credit to the ball by Emma Gaines Ramos.
Beautiful flick on for her to keep it moving forward.
Jamona trying to get herself more involved. Comes a throw quickly in for Nasello. Oh, it's wonderful from Nasello. Magic to split two defenders. Still Nasello into the 18. Needs an opening. Laying it off as Jamona gets the shot off. That's deflected. Here's Nasello, dragged back onto her right! And just tipped over the crossbar. A sensational save by Heisey.
Great work there by Hope Heisey. And the thing about Nasello is just stay ready. She is going to find a way to get closer and closer inside the 18-yard box. You just have to be ready for when she dumps it off. And then look, she stays ready after the deflection. She finds a way to get her foot back on it and really test Hope Heisey in that moment.
Possession that started with her near the other corner flag ends with a shot in that area. It's pounced on by Heisey to smother it.
You don't often hear that, and that's what separates the good players from the great ones, is that when she starts a play and finishes it, when we're saying her name on both ends of it.
Now Euler. Pass by Knox, slips through for the goal scorer Solano. Crossed in, back post, and Schneider will watch it out. Goal kick. Trying to play out of their own half is McLean. It's given away to Braun. Short pitch for a counter. Euler back in possession. She has the assist on the only goal so far. Solano dispossessed. Gimona. Wonderful hesitation. Gimona could unlock the defense here. The through ball intended for Gaines Ramos.
Great defensive effort there from Spokane to win that one back. And especially in a new formation, you knew that was a focus this week for them with only 3 in the back, is in those transition moments. Can you get a number behind, or can you just win it with 3 in the back? Because they are likely, when they are defending, will try and drop 4.
Braun will send this all the way back for Izzy. Braun with space to consider options. There's Ali Cook out wide. Lifted into the edge of the 6. Knocked down again by the goal scorer, Solano. And kept out by Schneider.
Great vision there from Braun to find the open lane on the outside to begin that attack there up the right side of the pitch. Great delivery in here as we see. Finding that open lane off the outside of her right foot. Ali Cook sends this one in. Great patience on it too, to wait for a good opportunity for Solano, and just good goalkeeping there by Sydney Schneider.
So 5 remaining in first half normal time. This is brought down by Cook. Tucker showing too much of the ball to McNeil. Is happy to take it back. Heavy touch this time by Boone. McNeil. Gaines Ramos leans on Gimona. Settled neatly by Nacello. Just ricochets off of marker Nacello. It's a strong stop by Knox. And it's Tucker driving out to the fence and pulled back from behind. This play allowed to continue. Ali Cook out wide once more. And that was the same formula from the previous chance. Solano waiting in the heart of the area. This time the ball didn't arrive. Well, the Gamebridge Super League season is underway. Visit GamebridgeSuperLeague.com for all the latest information, analysis, and plenty of insight into all the things Gamebridge Super League.
Spokane's done a really good job in breaking down Tampa Bay up that right side of the pitch, figuring out who they can exploit and how to get in behind. Sophia Braun, just the touch she has, able to find that ball on the outside of her right foot and bend it in a way that Ali Cook can sprint onto it from that angle.
Bounce delivery, outswinger toward the spot and just beyond the reach of Ali Cook.
That's who they're looking for every time on these corner kicks. Ali Cook has shown that she is incredibly dangerous in the air, as well as Lena Solano. Not a lot of separation for Ali Cook. Tampa Bay has done a very good job of covering her up. She's had to do more playmaking than finishing in the box so far in this first half.
Kaskinich knocking it down. Wayward shot by Knox.
Not a bad look there by Knox, depending on if she can get her body more around on that shot. That could have been dangerous, taking on Sydney Schneider.
As we take down the final few minutes of this opening 45, it's been all Spokane in terms of the chances. 3 shots from the home side. They find the back of the net to Lena Solano, and they've not conceded a single shot yet from Tampa Bay Sun.
The possession has just been so quality. Anytime they lose it, they've got enough numbers around the ball to win it back. Very much what Tampa Bay said they wanted to do in this match, and it's really been Spokane enjoying being on their home field for this one. And you can tell they needed that little bit of time off too to get the legs fresh again and figure out, okay, how do we continue to find our best play, because they really haven't shown it. Not finding their first win, it's just a little bit of a missing piece for them. Still trying to figure out who their best 11 are, and they might have found it with the shakeup in lineup.
New shape, some new names. Laying it off, this is Solano breaking into the 18 once more on her left. Solano! And Schneider reaching out to get a touch. It's a big save to keep it at 1-0.
You can't ask for better than that. Such quality play in and around the front of the 18-yard box. Lena Solano on her left foot testing Sydney Schneider as to lay out for the save.
Clever 1-2 with Knox to free up Solano, who has been the most dangerous player on the pitch this opening half.
Great addition with Knox.
Braun delivers toward the 18. Solano was there, it's loose. Tampa not able to pull the trigger. This half stoppage time is presented by Rosar's Supermarkets. 1 minute added on, a minimum 60 seconds.
Courtesy of a couple missing shin guards, why we have this extra minute of stoppage time.
Ali Cook has that poked loose. Really monopolizing possession now in these final few minutes of the opening half, Spokane. Cam Tucker has a goal from distance, denied, and put back by Ali Cook to double the lead. They have pounced on the defending champions, and Spokane lead it 2-0.
That's why you cannot leave Ali Cook wide open in the box. Even if she's not the one taking the shot, she is going to clean up any deflection, as we saw there. Spokane just commanding this first half as we see this shot in from distance, the save, and Ali Cook punishes with an open goal after Schneider had to lay out for the save. Ali Cook sending that one home to go up 2-0.
How about a little appreciation for the work that Kelsey Euler is doing in this first half as well. She had the assist to Solano for the opening goal. Here nearly scores a goal of the season so far candidate. Denied by the upper 90, and there's Cook to clean up.
This is Euler's debut season. She is having a heck of a start to her first season in the Gamebridge Super League, working with new players in and around the pitch. A strong start to this one for Spokane.
Well, they were excellent against Tampa Bay Sun last season, winning 3 out of 4. They have jumped all over the reigning champs in the first half tonight, looking for win number 1 in front of the home fans. It's been all Spokane. They held Tampa Bay without a shot in the first 45 minutes. And with goals by Lena Solano and Ali Cook, they lead it 2-0.
Heading into this match, they were a part of 3 of 4 goal scorers. Now 5 of 6 after this one.
So Solano's 3rd goal of the season was the one that broke the deadlock. Ali Cook scores her 2nd tally of the campaign to double the lead. It's all going the way that Josh McAllister had envisioned. And we are joined now by Lena Solano, who scored that opening goal. Lena, thanks for the time. New shape to the team today,
Thanks.
and it looks like you're getting plenty of looks around goal.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it, and I think the girls are doing a really good job of implementing what we practice in the training pitch, so I'm really proud of the group of girls here.
Lena, what did you see on that goal, and what do you guys need to continue to do in the second half?
I think we should just keep riding this momentum. I think don't fix what's not broken. So we're doing really well, and I just think that we just need to keep fighting. You could tell by Kelsey Euler how she just won that ball, and she just took her space, and I knew that that's her strength. So I was just in the box, and I'm really happy that she found me.
Right place, right time.
Congrats on the goal. Good luck in the second half.
And same with Ali Cook. Thank you.
You got it. So halfway through, Spokane Zephyr all over Tampa Bay Sun. A couple of goals by Solano and Cook, the difference. And they are well ahead heading into the second half. plenty more. We'll take a look back at the best of the first 45 when we come back.
Picture-perfect technical goalkeeping. Tampa Bay has done it! Wait, come back! Wait, come back, I need more help.
Take a loan off and take a loan for free.
Today we went to the beach, and it was
Put the loan right on me.
totally worth it. Get double points this fall at Best Western.
At Eastern Washington University, students and faculty work side by side to restore a lost prairie and decrease our carbon footprint. Composers are writing music to help us understand how salmon migrate. And urban and regional planning students partner with cities to gather the data they need to address homelessness. Interdisciplinary education that gets real about the real world. That's Eastern Washington University and you.
I'm a real wild one. Once in a while, we all want to go wild. We just need a little help. Meet a little help. The 2024 Ford Bronco Sport Wild Edition goes over any terrain, so you can go all out. Get a wild deal on a Bronco Sport today. Lease a Bronco Sport Wild Edition for $339 a month for 36 months, or purchase with $3.9 for 36 and get $2,000 wild bonus cash.
Welcome back, halfway through at One Spokane Stadium, and what a half it was for Spokane Zephyr, both in attack and in defense. A couple of goals by Silano and Cook to take a 2-0 lead, but they have given nothing up to Tampa Bay Sun in the course of those first 45 minutes. News and notes from around the Cambridge Super League. At 15 years old, Rhea Moore scoring in Dallas's 1-0 win, becoming the youngest scorer in U.S. women's pro soccer history. Well, Lexington ended an 11-match winless run after defeating Brooklyn 2-0 at home. And Fort Lauderdale recorded its first victory of the season, against Spokane, behind the game winner from Ella Simpson. That was 1-0 last week. Spokane now this week looking for their first win of the campaign. Other results that have gone final. Ashlyn Puerta scored her third goal of the season. Sporting Jacksonville and Carolina level 2-2. Puerta now tied with Leah Silano for the league lead in goals, while 2 goals by Kelly Vandertreek for Fort Lauderdale as they beat Dallas 4-1. Back-to-back wins for Fort Lauderdale after beating Spokane last week.
Fort Lauderdale is going to be one to watch in the Cambridge Super League. Just the start of the season so far, but boy, have they shown just how talented they are.
Scan now, and you'll get a chance to win one of 20 unique restaurant discounts. And thank you to Caruso's, The Burger Dock, Flatstick Pub, TT's Barbecue, Casa Tap House, IHOP, and Method Juice Cafe. Well, happy fans as they're looking at potentially win number 1 of the season. Game number 2 at home for Spokane Zephyr. And it's all coming up the way Josh McAllister had hoped. 2-0 up at the break. We'll have plenty more on the other side. Welcome back. Hope you grabbed your halftime snack. Spokane lead 2-0 over Tampa Bay Sun after 45 minutes at One Spokane Stadium. It was Lina Solano with her league-leading third goal of the season that opened the scoring, and Ali Cook with her second of the campaign to double it. Here's a look back at the best of that first 45.
Really incredible work here as we see setting this one up for Spokane. Kelsey Euler recognizing that bad touch and takes advantage of it there. Drives forward and finds Lina Solano. You see she just gets her eyes up just enough time to figure out where she can put the ball for Lina Solano to just have one touch. And then Ali Cook sets the tone for them up front. That's exactly why. She's right where she needs to be at all times. Any deflections, you leave her alone, she's gonna punish you.
It was Cam Tucker with that shot from range that nearly finds the top 90. Off the rebound, Ali Cook doubles her season tally and doubles the lead for Spokane Zephyr. 2-0 up at halftime.
For more information, please visit the website at www.www.com. Do you like
Hello, Zephyr fans. Scan the QR code for your chance to win a $100 gift card to Rosauer's Supermarkets, official grocery store for Spokane Velocity and Zephyr FC. So back at One Spokane Stadium, where it is all coming up Zephyr in that first 45 minutes, and we will now have a triple substitution for the Tampa Bay Sun, as Denise Schilte-Brown going back to the drawing board for these next 45 minutes. It is Tampa Bay to get things started, moving from right to left on your screen. Down 2-0 after goals by Solano and Cook for Spokane in that first half. So the defending champs with their work cut out for them in this start of this second half. And here are those substitutions made as Jillian Shimkin has come on for Charlotte McLean rather. Sabrina McNeil has made way as Sienna Bryan, the 17-year-old Academy product, has stepped in. And Kenna Batia, the other 17-year-old Academy product, replaces Hannah Keene.
Sabrina McNeil having to be everywhere for Tampa Bay. Game high of 54 touches. And then for Spokane, arguably one of the best performances we have seen has been from the center back, Sophia Braun. 41 touches, 2 created chances. She's been a big reason why they've had so much success in this first half. Heading into this match, Josh McAllister told us, we are defending way too long. That's clearly not a problem in this one tonight. They have managed Tampa Bay, the reigning champs, in the first half, maintaining majority of possession.
It's always nice when one of your center mids is leading the team in touches. It means you're in control of the game.
Now can Tampa Bay be better on the attack? They were a step late in the first half.
Gaines Ramos changing direction. Slipped into the near post, and that's collected by Heisey.
They're creating in the attacking third. It's just that last pass that has been an issue for them.
Strong challenge by Listro. Emma Gaines Ramos was also growing into that first half, making her first start of the season. A brilliant ball out of the back that seemed to unlock the Spokane defense, but ultimately they're still looking for their first shot. Here she is, Gaines Ramos. It's closed down by Knox. As Braun tries to turn away in possession. Here's Shimkin, one of the 3 subs that just stepped in. Promising approach this time as it's squared back in, and the shot by Batia. Her first touch goes wide.
Dangerous build in Spokane's box. They've got to be cleaner defensively and not give that much space to Tampa Bay, who almost made them pay in this moment. A couple of easy passes, honestly, for Tampa Bay in Spokane's box.
Batia, who made her pro debut in that 2-all draw against Carolina last week. She's committed to play at USF, team formerly coached by Denise Shilter-Brown, her coach now. We also saw the season debut of Sienna Bryan, played 20 minutes off the bench at Carolina last week, both getting significantly more time. Still have the entirety of this second half.
A lot of that has to do with injuries for Tampa Bay, but they're still trying to figure out, how do we win matches?
Cam Tucker is pulled back by the hair, and Shimkin, who has just introduced herself to the match, will be sent off with a straight red. No hesitation from the referee, Kelsey Harms.
Let's take another look at this one to see if she actually did grab the ponytail. You're never going to get away with that. She has to be better there. Shimkin cannot do that, number one, to another player, but to her team. What this does now, you're going to have to play down a man. You will never get away with that. Yes, it's frustrating, but to grab the back of another player's hair and pull them down, it's going to get called every single time.
Having just been introduced to the game, she played in all 3 games prior to this, started one of them at left wing against Jacksonville, and just a couple of minutes after checking in, now leaves her side a player down. How's your lip reading?
Her head coach is saying you did nothing wrong, and I think when they look back at the tape, I think the head coach is not going to be happy with that moment, but recognizing that she's got to feel terrible now that her team is down 2 goals and is going to have to play down a man because of that red card. You can't have that moment where you're pulling another opponent's hair because you're frustrated she beat you. You just can't have that.
Former Texas Longhorn and U.S. Youth International is off after just a couple of minutes. Catapulted forward by Braun. The task getting all the more difficult now for Tampa Bay.
It leaves you defenseless too. I think that's another element to it of why the red card came out, is when you do pull the hair, what it means for the one you're pulling as she's going forward, she's defenseless. You don't see that all the time. That is a very rare thing to see.
There's no doubt about it. Referee immediately going to the back pocket, and first red card. Our apologies for the technical difficulties. Back underway at One Spokane Stadium. And how difficult it gets now for the Tampa Bay side, down 2 goals and down a player. Here's Batilla. Nice feed by Cam Tucker to beat her marker. Now Jaskinek making inroads. Strong challenge by Sienna Bryan, and that prompts the yellow card for the newly introduced Bryan. Well, frustration is boiling over for this Tampa Bay Sun side.
Here we see Spokane looking to build, and Sienna Bryan just stepping with the hip check there instead of going for the ball. That's going to get called. They've got to be mindful of, look, maybe we collect ourselves here next time there's a break or a throw-in and say, hey, we all need to calm down and just get back to what we know how to do. They were the reigning champs for a reason. Get back to your style of play. No need for hair pulling, as we saw the red card being handed out to Jillian Shimkin, who now they're down a man.
Well, and of the 3 players brought on at halftime, Shimkin is sent off with a red card, and Bryan picks up a quick yellow. Braun lifted in back post, wonderful delivery, just overcooked. And over Ali Cook.
It looks like Schneider Shimkin is checking out her right ankle in the net right now with one of her center back. And as we know, Sydney Schneider in their last match was dealing with a little bit of an injury. As we know, Tampa Bay, kind of everybody's dealing with some sort of a knock. As we were talking with their head coach this week, they're not fully healthy, and that's been part of the frustration.
8th out of 8 teams in the Gamebridge Super League for the reigning champions.
As we were just talking about, this is a great time to reset with the head coach, Denise Schulte-Brown, bringing her group together, readjusting. You know, there's no timeouts in soccer, so you've got to use these break in the games and say, okay, how do we want to change formation now, only having 10 men on the field?
Well, the hydration break will give us a chance to look back at that second Spokane goal, with Ali Cook doubling her season tally. It was Cam Tucker's shot that nearly finds the top corner.
Cam Tucker has been in and around shots on frame, and Ali Cook puts that one home as Sydney Schneider extended out, and it's off the crossbar, and Ali Cook sends that one home.
It's a little reminiscent of that Sophie Braun World Cup goal that we talked about in the first half, from outside of the box, bending in. This one nearly sneaking in what would have been Tucker's first goal of the season.
Josh McAllister said that was the biggest offseason story for this team, is the experience that she was able to get in the summer. We've clearly seen the fruits of that labor this season in the Gamebridge Super League.
And Braun has now represented Argentina at a World Cup and a pair of Copa America. Here's Batilla. Manages to win a corner for Tampa Bay. Elite Minds, unlock your mind, unlock your game. Visit our website today.
Wonder how you adjust now with a man down. They're very good on corner kicks. Can they try and find the back of the net on this one?
Tipped in, back post, a good delivery, head onto it, slapped away and cleared off the line. Still trying to find a way through was Jamona. And Knox nods that out of danger. And that was the first real moment of danger produced by Tampa Bay.
How about the back line for Spokane being that second wall for the goalkeeper, as Tampa Bay sends this one in, and it's Sarah McCoy on the back post there, doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, just peak shot blocking ability for her goalkeeper, and Hope Heisey, who is handling her job. What great defending we just saw in that corner kick.
Rinse and repeat, this time from the opposite corner. Hendricks was clearly knocked it down. Got it up by Heisey and quickly out.
If you're Tampa Bay, there's not much you can do about that. They had great shot selections on frame, and it was just Spokane loading up the box and providing that second wall for their goalkeeper, Hope Heisey.
They've provided their best moment of the match after going down to 10 players. Batia. Jamona. So entertaining to watch. Nacello. The intended pass was for Gaines Ramos. And she was never going to get there.
They're going to be asking Nacello to do a whole lot more now in this game, down to 10 players on the pitch. She is going to have to play a lot bigger than what she usually does, and that's saying a lot because she does a whole lot for this team. They're going to be having to ask her to be that 1.5 player right now.
Gaines Ramos. This one back by Tucker. Charlie Boone. In that first half, Braun created as many chances as the entirety of the Tampa Bay Sun team.
Pretty incredible too, given she's a center back, what she's been able to do, center mid in terms of what she's been able to do and create.
This is Cook. Now Braun in possession. Knew exactly where she wanted to go with the ball. Euler looking for an opening and gets a corner kick out of it.
Great work there defensively by Tampa Bay. You saw how quickly they were able to get numbers back in and around that attack.
Listro, the captain, sliding into deny. This is the ICCU corner kick, your financial success fan club. As Braun is over to take. Braun in-swinger, back post, who was met at the back post, and Jaskinek just could not get that header down.
We've been speaking so much about Sophia Braun. It's actually she's back in the midfield after last year having to play so much in the back line. We're so used to seeing her on the back line for Spokane with the numbers that they were dealt last season. She's now in a position she's more comfortable in.
Here's Cook. She's found herself out on this right side more often now with the new shape of Spokane. Delivered back post. Solano forced to adjust. She won't get there. Euler does. Here's Solano. Well, she didn't hear the footsteps and was dispossessed by Nacello.
Just a little handsy there from Lena Solano as she was trying to stop the attack from Tampa Bay, and the official's not going to have it. As she's looking to have a conversation with her, trying to explain herself.
And Nacello is livid. That play was stopped. She felt like she was off on the break, and they might have had numbers.
Got to be frustrating when you're down a man and you feel like you're in on the attack. And
if you're not going to produce a yellow card, why stop the play?
Exactly.
In this case, even if you are going to produce a yellow. It's headed away by McCoy. Batia not able to bring it under control. Gaines Ramos near side. Finds the challenge of Cam Tucker. It's Tucker who wins possession in the end. Good effort from Gaines Ramos.
A nice step over move there too to try to catch Cam Tucker on her back heel, but great defending.
An hour played. Score hasn't moved since that opening 45. The goals by Solano in the 24th and Ali Cook in first half stoppage time. And now looking for more. Euler from a long way out and skips wide of the target. Or did it? Schneider managed to push that wide.
Lena Solano crashing the box too, trying to jump over Schneider, make sure she didn't hurt her. Here we see Euler A great touch to get that one onto the back post, trying to find the foot of Lena Solano running onto the end of it, and she had to leapfrog Schneider to not run her over.
Sometimes you have to lean on your teammates, as Schneider does here.
Love to see this.
Well, Zephyr fans, get match ready with the latest Zephyr merchandise. Shop online or in the team store at Davenport Grand Hotel in Spokane. Frustrated with how things were going through the opening 4 games, still searching for that first victory. Josh McAllister opting to shake things up, a new shape they'd been working on in training. Told us if he felt they were ready for it this weekend, they would trot it out. And it's done with great effect so far in this one.
Right, he wasn't sure if they were actually going to implement it because it was on such short notice, and they're coming off a really long road stint, 3 matches in a week, and he wasn't sure how they would manage it. And clearly this is a group that wants to find ways to win and has handled the change.
Cellos won it back. Jamona coming back.
Even a man down, we've seen Tampa Bay have success finding their attacks up the flanks of the field. If they continue to put the pressure on Spokane, Spokane maybe will change shape again now to match 10 men on the field rather than 11.
Patience in possession from Tampa Bay, now blasted forward for Batia to run onto. Last touch by Reese Tabin. Corner delivered back post, tipped over. Could almost make the case they've looked better since going down to 10.
It definitely has changed the momentum for Tampa Bay. They've gotten forward at a quicker pace.
Here's Brian. No shots in the first 45 minutes for Tampa Bay, 6 since the restart.
They've got to get through Hope Heisey, who reigning goalkeeper of the year, 11 saves so far in this one. She's 1 match away from a 10th clean sheet. If she's able to keep Tampa Bay at bay, she's really tough to sneak around and find a goal.
It's a handball by the captain, Listrom. To your point, if it holds and she gets the clean sheet here, she'll be the first in the league to reach double digits.
She's just so skillful in the net for Spokane and fills up the box in a way that you want in a goalkeeper. Just so much confidence with her in the back there, and she's a big reason why they went on a run on the back half of last season.
Flighted in, back post. Jaskinek got to head onto it.
Unlucky there for Emma Jaskinek, who is looking to add to her goal tally with 1 so far this season.
Jaskinek, who can't play as a midfielder or forward, played as a forward last time out. Some rotations as Spokane played 3 games in a week. Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday. The offside flag comes up. We'll scan out and you'll win 1 of 20 unique restaurant discounts. Thank you to Caruso's, The Burger Dock, Flat Stick Pub, TT's Barbecue, Casa Tap House, IHOP, and Method Juice Cafe. Tampa Bay going down to 10 in the 48th minute when Jillian Shimkin, who had just checked in the 45th, made a quick exit. This is Listro. Now Hendricks. The set. Given away, taken back by Jaskinek.
You have to be pleased with the resiliency of this Tampa Bay group, continuing to fight with a man down, and they're still finding ways to get forward.
Coach Shelter Brown told us that first half against Carolina was as bad as they had looked all season. I think she might have felt they one-upped themselves in the first half of these 90 minutes. But they've responded well enough to at least get some chances to get shots on goal.
That goes back to how she talked to us about the character of this group, and she's happy with the ladies that she has in the locker room and believes that they have the ability to get back to that championship match that they won last year.
Oh, it's a hard tackle from Gaines Ramos. It's Provenzano actually who commits the foul.
It's a hard foul too for Sarah McCoy to suffer that one, coming down pretty hard.
It was Gaines Ramos who maybe a little fortunate not to come away with the yellow card. So a fourth substitution for Tampa Bay. Sandrine Gaillard, Swiss international, checks into the game, and she'll replace Gaines Ramos. Brian, who was weaving her way through. This is good connectivity from Tampa Bay, and possession short circuits as the ball is taken away from Batia. It's going to be a little long for Tappan. Nacello inviting Euler to dance. First touches for Gaillard, fresh into the game. And she's done well to release Batia, who just runs out of room. Goal kick coming up for Heisey. Well, Zephyr fans, scan the QR code for your chance to win a $100 gift card to Rosaur Supermarkets, official grocery store of your Spokane Velocity and Zephyr's FC.
More of a direct approach here as Spokane looks to challenge Tampa Bay's back line.
Hasn't really looked like 10 versus 11 since that early second half red card to Shimkin. Floated in for Brian, who's running onto it. And last touch by Brian.
Obviously for Spokane, they want to get forward, but up 2 goals, taking on a team with just 10 players. The reason why I bring this up is, why wouldn't you want to just maintain possession for a little bit, maybe wear out Tampa Bay, because Tampa Bay's been creating chances. They have won the ball back pretty much every time these last few chances that Spokane tried to go up the pitch.
Ever since that little NBA timeout they had with Coach Shelter Brown, they've looked like playing for pride.
Absolutely. They just have to be mindful. There is a lot of unnecessary fouls that are happening in and around the pitch. As we take a look at this one, just an unnecessary last-minute foul from Lena Solano as they were out of bounds.
So with 20 minutes left, Solano, the first Spokane player to be booked.
Especially after a red card's handed out, you want to manage emotions too and make sure that you get back to playing the style you headed into this one wanting to play.
He looked more clumsy than ill-intentioned. So 3 changes coming for Spokane. We'll see the introduction of Arisa Martz. Haley Thomas will make her season debut, and Maggie Johnston. So Haley Thomas, who had been dealing with a head injury, now makes her return and a chance to make her play her first minutes of this season. She replaces the debutant Charlie Boone. Arisa Martz, who is on loan from Orlando Pride, will replace the goal scorer Lina Solano, who just picked up that yellow card, while Maggie Johnston will step in place of Felicia Knox. Sliding in was Listro to deny the entry pass. This is Nacello in possession. Dancing with Topham. Bassett. Those changes perhaps signaling a return to a 4 at the back with it's still 3 center backs, Haley Thomas, McCoy, and Tappan. Maggie Johnston and Euler out wide.
Surprised to see Haley Thomas at left back too, because they really wanted to get her back to the center back position to start this season.
Batia taking on the entirety of the Spokane defense, and the deflection took all this sting out of the shot.
They had to play Haley Thomas at left back last season because of all the injuries. That's where she shifted, but they feel like she is her best in a center back role. But given the way this match has played out, maybe they want to give her another look at that left back position.
Gemona. Listro. Here's Gaillard. Now Hendricks. Gemona bursting along to get there, and maybe a half second late. If it holds, the result will get Spokane to 5 points on the campaign. It would leave Tampa Bay with just 1 for the first 4 games of the season for the defending champs.
Great communication from the head coach there, Denise Schulte-Brown, on that last throw and making sure her players were in position, and they win the ball back now, coming in on the attack. And what a shift it's been for Tampa Bay. They have now matched Spokane in shots, both with 11 shots each.
All of them coming in the second half.
After losing a man as well, playing with 10.
Vaughn coming in. Advantage given by the referee. Nacello waiting for things to develop ahead of her. And Gaillard never made the run Nacello was waiting for. Provenzano is slow to get up. She was the one who was fouled in that advantage given.
She is one you do not want to see go out for Tampa Bay. She is one of the vocal leaders for this group, and a lot of what they want to do begins and ends with her as we take another look.
Yeah, it's Braun who clatters into her.
There we see both going up for the ball, and Sophia Braun just late to it after Provenzano got a touch on it.
Might have been knee to knee, with Provenzano taking by far the worst of it. So a quarter of an hour remaining, another chance to regroup for this Tampa Bay Sun side, and still enough time to get a goal back, maybe ask some questions of Spokane and possibly still snatch a point from this contest.
Spokane has to be careful. I've been really impressed with the resilience of the Tampa Bay Sun, and especially on the road. They play well on the road in Spokane, as their head coach told us this week.
Provenzano appears to be okay. Here's a look at how things unfolded in that first 45. Well, this was early in the second half. This is some of the best opportunities that we've seen from Tampa Bay Sun. Germano denied there.
Such a great chance here. You see second, third, fourth opportunities, but that's just how good Spokane has been defending in their own box, providing a second, third, fourth wall for Hope Heisey, who laid out for the initial save, and then it was her back line who stepped up.
As far as I can remember, that was the only Jamona chance that we've seen in these 77+ minutes.
It's a good chance. It's just really good defending.
Denied near posting.
Exactly. And clogging up the box as well. She tried placing it with the goalkeeper coming out.
Scan the QR code to vote for your favorite Lumberbeard co-branded can. The winnings can be sold in stadiums and select stores next month. Lumberbeard, your preferred craft brewery partner of USL Spokane. So that's Tosh Flint making her season debut.
She's a proven goal scorer. It's a great opportunity to throw somebody like her in there. A lot of experience and composure. She's a sharp finishing touch, 10 goals in the 2024 campaign. Spokane has to account for her.
And that will exhaust the substitutions for Tampa Bay. Just over 10 minutes remaining of the night. Former Manchester City and Manchester United youth product, Tosh Flint.
Whole lot of experience coming out of England. The 23-24 campaign, 11 goals in 14 appearances, and then the 10 goals in the Gamebridge Super League.
That's kept in, and there's her first shot on her first touch. Just could not keep it down. But a clear flash of danger from the substitute. Played for Celtic in Scotland, for Liverpool, Leicester, Blackburn, and City in England. Ball lifted into the edge of the 6 and nudged away from danger. It'll roll out for a corner.
She's got some size on her too at 5'9". You can put her on the back post.
This time providing the service. Appeals for a handball. Nothing given. Gaillard was adamant. There's Gaillard. Listro. Lifted into the area for Nacello. Soft touch to control. Nacello taking on the double team, still Nacello. Turning defenders into knots. but not much help around her and runs out of ideas and options. It'll be a goal kick in the end.
As soon as it became a 3-on-1 battle, she waited just a little bit too long to try and dump that one off, trying to find the right place to put that one. As soon as Allie Cook became that third defender, it was really tough for her to find an open lane.
Not quite sure if it's game management from Spokane, a more conservative approach to the 2-0 lead, but seemingly they've, at least in the passage of play, have let Tampa Bay Sun back into it. Not paid the price yet. With her back to goal. Marcelo once more from the wing. Well, you're tracking this one down, trying to keep it in play.
Mentioned the approach for Spokane. You would think that they would go into a little bit more of a rest defense situation and try to burn the clock, and looks like it is a cramp. She's okay, which is good to see. She went down pretty quickly.
And she's up pretty quickly as well. Still favoring that hamstring. All floated forward for Spokane. Ultimately cleared out. And Euler played that ball out deliberately this time so that she can receive some attention. How about the commitment to the cause? She goes down out of play and immediately hops back on. It does look like it's just a cramp.
There's not much you can do whenever you cramp up like that, especially in your calf. She knew exactly that what was going on and that she needed attention pretty immediately.
It's Josh McAllister working on what would be his first win as Spokane Zephyr coach.
He's got to be happy with the way his team responded to the charge he gave to them. They had a pretty honest film session on Monday, and he said nobody was pointing fingers. Everybody understood, hey, that's on me, as they went through breaking down the film study. And then when he told them, look, we're going to try a different shape, they've clearly taken it in stride and have had great success finding the back of the net twice. This will be a great momentum if they can hold on to this one throughout the rest of this match for Spokane to move forward, getting their first win.
Kelsey Euler continues to get some attention. She was the player who unlocked the Tampa Bay defense early on, that 24th minute assist to Alina Solano. And it does look as though Euler will have to come off. She's going to be replaced by Tori Zierenberg. Zierenberg, who made a cameo against Fort Lauderdale, her season debut, played just 26 minutes off the bench. She'll get a little less than that tonight.
And her cousin Derek actually plays for Spokane Velocity FC, but she's a player who brings skill, creativity, and intelligence, and she can play anywhere in the front four. It looks like they're going to have to put her or make a change and maybe shift her to the back. But explosive play, pace, and really clean on the ball.
Provenzano. Appeared to be last touched by Bissett. And will be a throw for Tampa Bay. Some concern here.
Certainly concern for Tampa Bay with the amount of injuries, not just in this match, but heading into it, dealing with several players out.
6 players were absent for the start of this one. Now, Vivian Bissett appears to need some attention. Central defender.
Another player they cannot afford to have out, a big voice and vocal leader on this group.
They will be without Jillian Shimkin for at least 1 game after her red card early in the second half. And Tampa Bay, who are already down to 10, do not have a substitution left. They've exhausted all 5. May be forced to finish with 9. Pass was intended for Cam Tucker near side. A little long.
Even with no bench and down a player, they are still putting the pressure on Spokane, who you would expect would slow things down and try to play from side to side, but Tampa Bay has not been allowing them to do that comfortably.
So for the game, possession figures split almost 50-50, 52% to Spokane. Keep in mind that the entirety of the second half has been 11 against 10. For the second half, that number goes to Tampa Bay's favor. So with 1 player less, they've had 56% more possession.
Especially when you look back at the tape and you say, how do we move forward? Is there any positives we can take away? Tampa Bay can take that in stride with how they've responded to adversity in the second half.
And forget the possession. Even if it was 30% possession,
right,
it's the number of chances they've created, how much more in the game they've been since going down to 10.
More in the game than they were when they had 11 on the pitch. Sometimes it takes that to wake up a team. That's really what head coach Denise Schulte-Brown has been waiting for, is finding a way to get forward and get in rhythm.
Not super encouraging that Bissett hasn't really moved from that position since needing medical attention. Here's Schneider. Under pressure, could only play it out. Being pressed by Mart. That one's going to squirt away from Cam Tucker. It's a misplaced pass, and from a long way out, the shot is a long way off. Now Sienna Bryan. Flicked on by Batia. Collected by Flint, has Nacello in support. Nacello. Once again, Nacello has Gaillard right alongside, but every time she touches the ball, she's got 2 or 3 defenders in front of her. Nacello squeezes her cross in. Falls here for Hendricks, who's made her way back. All the way into the 18, Hendricks.
That was a really good look there for Brooke Hendricks, who just really couldn't get her footing there.
Still Hendricks, now into the 18, Hendricks. There's Listro now looking for an opening. Well, this half stoppage time is presented by Rosor's Supermarket. 7 minutes added on, a minimum of 7. They'll play until at least the end of the 97.
Playing with 9 as well against Spokane's 11. Just a really tough We see another foul. It's been plenty of those in this match.
And
Very
Nasello
back and forth.
will pick up the yellow card as she fouls Cam Tucker.
Taking another look at this one. Nasello looking to challenge. And I think they both just got crossed up in the arm, but it was Nasello who made that final push off at the end there to bring her down.
Nasello was much more accustomed to being on the receiving end of those. She's fouled as much as any player in this league. Her willingness to dribble at and through players.
Other teams recognize she's one of the top players, not just for Tampa Bay, but in the Gamebridge Super League. So that's that trying to knock her around a little bit in the first few minutes to try to get her off of her pace. And even head coach Denise Schulte-Brown says she can't deny that other teams are doing that, and also can't blame them either, because she's that good of a player. You've got to find a way to get her off balance.
So Ola van der Yacht will check in for Spokane. Jaskinek will make way for her. And that's the final substitution for Josh McAllister. Olivia van der Yacht, who won an NWSL Shield and a Women's Cup. It's on loan now from Seattle Reign. Tucker.
Head coach Josh McAllister mentioning that last substitution, and he really likes the addition of Olivia van der Yacht. Says she fits exactly what they are looking for, has a great work ethic, and has seen a lot of quality in her too at the 6 role.
We did not, and at this point don't expect to see, the return of Vivian Bissett into this game. And with the red card to Shimkin, the injury to Bissett, and all of the substitutions exhausted, they will, in all likelihood, close out this game with 9 players.
And you just saw her at the top of the screen. She has not been able to move from the area where she exited off the pitch. You hope that this isn't as serious as it looks, and that hopefully she can be back on the pitch soon.
Canadian international, she represented Canada at the U20 World Cup in 2023. One this time as that ball makes its way all the way to Cam Tucker on the near side. With Sienna Bryan, who arrived there first, shielding the ball well. Here's Ali Cook. Battling with Gaillard, and Gaillard is whistled for the foul. Zierenberg taking the ball straight to the corner flag, happy to leak a few seconds off the clock. It's given as a throw for Tampa Bay. Not sure there's a lot that Tampa Bay will take from this game in terms of working toward the next one. First half was probably as poor as they've looked this season. Nothing in the way of, not much in the way of chances created. Second half was over before it really started, with that red card just 3 minutes in to Jillian Shimkin.
And then with Bissett going out, only playing with 9, and You know, we've talked about a positive they can take away is how it woke them up at the second half, but you don't want it to be a red card.
Down 2-0 and a red card for
that to
the
happen.
smelling salts to kick in.
It needs to be right away as soon as that first touch off the pitch to get things started.
And they'll know that good as they were last season.
I think that's the biggest frustration is when you do have success. You expect to start the season off really strong and you can hit the ground running, and Tampa Bay, because of injuries and some other little things in terms of getting back to the basics, has been in their way.
Listro lifted over the top. She was looking for Flint. Here's Ali Cook as Braun makes the run and Cook looks to pick her out. Snyder scrambles to get there in time.
You have to respect the gamemanship too here of Spokane, looking to burn the clock by trying to get into the corners and just hold it up.
Van der Yacht. Well, there is the final whistle. Spokane do the damage in the opening half. Goals by Silano and Ali Cook hold up against what ended up being a 9-player Tampa Bay Sun. Josh McAllister and Spokane Zephyr picking up their first victory of the new campaign. And tonight's play of the match is brought to you by Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
As we take another look at this one, Cam Tucker, what a match she had. As you see, she shoots from range, hits it off the goalpost, and Ali Cook is able to finish off that deflection as Schneider leaped for that one, leaving the goal wide open. That's what Ali Cook does best. She cleans up anything in and around the box.
Her second goal of the season. It was the second of the match for Spokane. They played against 10 Tampa Bay Suns the almost entirety of that second half, and in the end, the injury to Vivian Bissett meant that the defending champions were down to 9 players. It's all smiles for Spokane, picking up victory number 1 on the season. That takes them to 5 points on the campaign. welcome back. Looking in on a doused but happy Josh McAllister, who was covered in water in celebration as Spokane pick up their first win of the season, defeating the reigning champions Tampa Bay Sun. We're happy to be joined now by the winning goalkeeper, Hope Heisey. Congrats on the 3 points and on the clean sheet, which, by the way, makes it 10 now. You're the first player in the league to reach double digits. How does that feel?
Oh, wow, that's amazing. When you're not getting clean sheets, it feels like you're never going to get one. So right now, I'm just so proud of the entire team. That was a full team effort. We really bought into the game plan this week, and I think it showed.
Not just your 10th clean sheet, but first win on the season, and you guys get to celebrate it at home. What did it take to get this win?
It took a lot of grit, a lot of belief. You know, we tried some new things out, and I think everyone bought in. And, you know, when we're at home, we feed off the energy of the crowd. And today it was just a hard-fought victory. We worked for each other, and I think that shows not only in the clean sheet, but in the overall performance and the win.
A little bit of a different back line for you. Only 3 standing in front of you, but man, did they provide a second wall on one of their best chances. How can that elevate your game when you don't have to focus on what's around you sometimes when they have your back in that way?
Yeah. Well, I have the best center back in the league and Sarah McCoy behind me. So, you know, like, she seems to have a goal line save every time we play Tampa Bay. So I'm really proud of her, and she commands the space back there. She's our captain, and we ride with her, and she played great tonight. She leads that back line, and all of them that played back there today really worked their butts off, and they fully deserve this clean sheet.
Hope Heisey, thanks for the time. Congrats on the 3 points and the 10 clean sheets. Love the line about best center back behind me. Not often you hear that from a goalkeeper. Go and enjoy the victory.
Thank you.
After all these substitutions had gone, and so they did finish that game with 9. But all 3 points to Spokane. And take a look at the stats. Tampa Bay, all 14 shots coming after they were reduced to 10 players after that red card. 3 on target. They match Spokane, but just could not break through. As Hope Heisey, as mentioned, comes up with that 10th clean sheet in the league.
It just took too long for them to get going offensively. Too late as you are now down a player in the second half trying to turn things on offensively. They did get their numbers of set pieces. They're very good on corner kicks. They were able to get 10 in this one, but that's a credit to just how well Spokane played on defense tonight with that 3 back line, a different shape, building out of the midfield, putting a lot of numbers in there with 5 midfielders. It really shook things up for Tampa Bay.
So Spokane continue their good run of form against the defending champions, and now have the league's joint top goal scorer, and Lina Solano, following her opening strike in this one. The final score one final time. Spokane Zephyr 2, Tampa Bay Sun 0.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.